Hey, what's going on, guys? So, a few weeks ago, I made a video on crafting, just some very basics of crafting. And I figured since crafting will be a thing coming in a couple of weeks, I may as well get a little bit more in depth on how crafting works, what you can do to crafting, and I may even show real quick some crafting techniques that you can use if you're a forest. And I will also make another video of forces, of how to deal with like crowd control and stuff like that. So, without further ado, let's get into crafting. So there's a few items that you can't get that when you do get them, you should hang out to them. So I said this in a previous video, but I'll go ahead and bring it up again. These are a couple items that you can get. The lily parium, I actually get these during mining bases for clearing waves. You get a prize for clearing waves. You get mates and crystals, stuff like that. You can get lily pariums. You can get the mini, you can get the small, and then you get the full charges. So every time you use one of your slots, you can actually cool it down, depending on what you're crafting at the moment. Some refresh time are like hours, so having these will be fine. And then the full charge, of course, will completely reduce, completely refresh your line. And then for the relax equip conditions, this one actually will decrease the requirement of the equipment by 10%. So if something required dex like 400 or something like that, it'll drop it by 10%. So it's something good if you don't have a particular weapon, or you have a particular weapon you want to use and you can't quite equip it and you're level 75 or even 80. This will help a lot. So with the merit and the demerit value, the merit values are great. It's what you want to have. This will actually increase the positive effects of your crafts if you're crafting tags or anything like that, which you're mainly used more so for tags, which I do. And then the demerit, you want the negative demerits as much as possible, so you won't have such a negative kind of effect on your weapons, because they're going to always be a positive and it's going to always be a negative. And then you have your custom type stuff, which will allow you to, like if you do a type 0 customization, increase that power and such. And then they also have type 2. So before I get into crafting, I want to show you something with Zeke's shop. Now, I'm not sure if the stuff I'm going to show you in Zeke's shop is going to be in NA, but I'm going to go ahead and show you anyway, just to kind of get you guys prepared, just in case we get this. So hang tight. I'm going to transition over to Zeke in the shop area. So, all right, now over to Zeke's shop. So before I go on with this, just a quick disclaimer, because on one of my other videos about the inmate weapons, I got a lot of dislikes on the video and people trying to correct someone who's played PSO2 for over 6 years. Take this, what I'm about to show you, with a grain of salt. We may or may not get this. So I'm just going to show you what we potentially can have for client orders for Zeke. Again, we may not get this stuff, but in case we do, here you go. And if we don't, that's too bad. So let me show you real quick. So he does have client orders, and this stuff came out the day Z came out. So all his client orders are all about crafting. So you get things called craftsman seals, which will give you like units and such. So they're just all about crafting. So you do from technique weapons to range weapons, time abilities, desynthesis. So this right here will teach you all about the crafting. So he'll go through every type of crafting, from striking to, as you see, I've done a lot of these, except for these. So these are new. Well, these aren't new, but you needed emblems, items, which are the Sylvanian for this one, and then you do an extend equipment in your Minecraft, and then you get this weapon and stuff like that. So it'll probably be weapon camos, just like how the challenge models were weapon camos. So these may be weapon camos, these may be weapons. I'm pretty sure they'll be weapon camos because they're 11-star weapons, and no one really cares about 11-star weapons when we have 13 stars. So this may be 11-star, meaning these may be camos and stuff like that. But yeah, it's all the weapons and stuff. And then he goes on with just more of the same. So this probably won't play either because this is ideal stuff, and we may not get this. We may get it. So I'm just going to show you just some of the stuff he does have. So if you go to weapon category, I believe, no, not this one. Okay, yeah, so right here is the Baron exchange. So this is the emblems you get. So you can actually trade the weapons in for emblems, and then you get these units right here. So we may or may not get these units. I mean, they're not bad units, but we may not get these. Maybe something totally different. And then he does have weapons and stuff, but you have to earn that through crafting. And of course, these are the other weapons, the austere orbits and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if any of these will be in here. I know we're gonna have basic, so if you do need stuff for like merits, he's got the craftsman seals. If we get the craftsman seal stuff, which I hope we do. So now that that's out the way, let's head back to my room, and I get more and better crafting. So hang tight. All right, so now that we're back in my room, we'll get an idea of how crafting goes. So here, crafting menu, you do have, as I explained it in my other video a few weeks ago, you can do crafting requests from NPCs, which I don't have right now, but you can actually take, okay, right here, it's from, okay, so from the daily craft, I apologize, from the daily craft, you can actually do crafts for other NPCs, you know, granted you have the learned recipes, and you actually get rewards. You get PA frags, lily pariums, and stuff like that. So if you're able to, make sure you get as much as these as you can done. As you can see, I don't have the recipe or anything like that, so they change every day, so make sure you do them. So then we go to my crafts, and so for example, if I do have a weapon, I'm just going to show you guys. So I have a new tech weapon, so make sure you guys do get premium so you can get your second line right here. I mean, you can spend AC to get this one. How much is it? Okay, so it's 300 AC per line. So if you got the spare AC, having 9 lines would be great, because you already get 3 lines for being premium, which I'm not currently at the moment on my JP account, and then you get 3 more. So of course, anyway, with the craft line one, we'll go ahead and select this one, and of course I so happen to have a Nox weapon, so I'm going to select that. So it requires gold grimos, which I have 246, PA fragments, which I have 21, and of course needs a handful of Maceta. So then it goes from 1 to 12 star tech weapons, since this is jet boots. So you get to pick, you go here, so you get to pick support items, which I don't have any right now. Support items will be for, you know, the extend levels. You can actually have other classes use this with support item 2, so which is really cool. And then support item 3 will be the stat requirement. So this is the one you will pick if you want to lower the requirements, like go from Dex 400 to maybe Dex 380 or something like that. And then when we hit yes, so now it's registered to me, so it actually increased in power. So as you can see right next to the name, it says EX level 1. So you're at level 1, so your stats has increased, so my striking and my tech power both increased. And then so you could just keep going down this line and just keep making your weapons powerful. So this is another good way that crafting can really up your game and your favorite weapons. Just keep in mind, if you want to sell the weapons, you will have to deregister them, and of course they sell them in the swap shop and stuff like that. So after we do that, see, now I'm at a cooldown, so now I have to wait 3 hours. But it says if I use a lily parium, I can reduce my cooldown time. So 6 yes, and then I'll pick a small, and so it reduces my time. But if I were to pick a full charge, of course, back to normal. So that's why it's good to have, of course, if you're already premium, you have your next 3, and then I may as well just unlock the 3, so you should go ahead and just lock the 3. 900 AC is not bad. So as you can see now, instead of being as regular color, now it's orange. Just let you know that your weapon is extended. So now I just needed more PA frag, which of course I ran out. So here you go for level 2. So now at level 2, I go from level 1 to level 2, and then you see, if you look at the bottom right hand corner, my power goes up. So this is a good way to increase the power of your weapons. If you don't want to, you know, if you're at maxed out, but hey, you want to take your favorite weapons up a notch, this is what you do. But see, as you see right there as well, the dex, required dex will go up. So that's where you will use the dex requirement stat to go down if you want to use it at an early level. But if you're well more than high enough to use these weapons, you won't have to really worry about it. But you can get kind of crazy on, you know, how you can customize weapons. So real quick, I'm just going to show you a technique. So I'm going to customize a technique. So I plan on making another video, like I said, with crowd control. But as you can see, I forgot all my text, pretty much all my text that I really use crafted. So with Foey, if you've ever played past PSO games, you would know that Foeys were more of the heaviest hitting spell, especially on PSO episodes 1 and 2. Foey was your go-to, you know, with enemies with fire. But on PSO 2, Foey's not the strongest. As you can see, crafted 1041, whereas spells like Barda's 1240 and stuff like that. So Foey, you have different ones. So in order to learn Blazing Foey Recipe level 2, you have to craft level 1 a couple of times, and that'll level up. So as you can see, the merit is 130% out of 160%. So you have a low end and then you have a high end. So your alpha can go up pretty high with power, and then your demerit will be increased PP usage. So that's why you want the demerit minus 10%, because you want it the lowest possible. So you can get PP usage +2 versus +9. But since I don't have the necessary PA fragments, I see I'm missing some, you know, of course I'm missing some stuff. So that's why it's good to, you know, this was good to customize your text, especially if you're forced. Now, if I were to do an efficient Foey, my usage will go down, but the demerit mean my Foey will have a shorter range. So, you know, you can truly customize your character versus just using outright normal spells. So, for example, if I were to do this, you know, I would craft it for myself, and then it will perform my disc. So if I hit yes, and then I got a great success. So now my PP usage is -3, and now my distance is yellowed with a -10.5 meters, which is great. So I'll close that, and then I'll return to the craft line, and now I'm at a cool off for 56 minutes. It's not bad. So once you craft the tech, it's going to go into your inventory. So you go to your items, and there's my Foey custom. So once I use that, see, my current Foey's power is at 1041, and then if I were to use this, my power goes down to 988, but my PP cost goes down to 17, and then my burn goes back to 20 because the demerit of Blazing Foey was to reduce burn. And then as you can see right there, status effect rate -12, the speed's +8% because of the special effect of my current Foey, and then the power +53% because of my current Foey. So you can see how customizing your text will be really beneficial to you. Of course, I won't use that. So I'm going to show you a type 0 tech. So go to craft menu, go to my crafts, and then text customization. So Zande is one of the techs I have. As you can see, its power is really high because I have it type 0. So as you see, I have concentrated Zande, and then I have type 0 Zande. So this one charges your Zande like a thunderstorm, but you can't move. But still, it's a very strong spell. As you can see, its power increases by 226%, and then the PP usage goes up. So you can see how crazy your spells will get. Of course, it's not limited to text. You can do it for PAs. So craft line 2, and I'm trying to remember which one it is. Okay, so Rodeo Drive has type 0. So if you hold the button down, you could just keep rushing ahead, which people use on Ranger just for extra movement and stuff like that. So not all of these will go as type 0, but a good amount of the range ones do. So yeah, as you see, there's a lot of type 0 ones, so you can really customize. Okay, I guess they're all type 0, so you can really customize, you know, how your text and your abilities will be, as using type 0 would just totally transform your abilities. But you know, of course, costing more PP, costing less PP, more damage and stuff like that. So you can see how crazy crafting can be for your character, because it will just let you just completely, you know, customize your character without having to resort to using clothes, fashion czar, whatever. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this gave you some insight on how crafting is. We'll talk about timed abilities, but I haven't really dabbled in timed abilities, but I know they can add abilities to, you know, weapons that don't have them and stuff like that. And of course, item Desynthesis. For example, I'll go ahead and just do this right now because I won't use these Nox weapons. So if you need, you know, items and stuff for Desynthesis, you can just grab items from the field and just desynthesize them. So of course you'll never get them again if you disassemble. So there you go. So I got Sapphire and Silgrimio, whatever that's pronounced. So that's another way. Of course, you can buy them from player markets, or you can earn them and stuff like that. But the easiest way would be to grind weapons. Use the decent weapons you don't really want. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed how extending weapons, customizing your PAs, technique customization, how that's all going to go. Hope you guys have a fun time with this, because when this came out in episode 2, it was really fun. So really customizing how your characters are and how their spells and everything acts is just great. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh hey, there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions or anything, just leave them in the comments below, and as always, peace.